Now, sticking with Southern African countries, Botswana's economy may contract by 1.7% this year. This due to a prolonged downturn in diamond sales. The Southern African country's economy is anchored by mining, particularly diamonds, which also account for about a third of budget revenues and the bulk of foreign currency earnings. Ridle Markus, Sub-Saharan Africa macro-economist at Absa CIB, joins us now with more insights. Thank you so much for your time, Ridle. Now, let's actually start off with this diamond sales downturn. Is it seen as cyclical or that it's in structural decline?
Look, it's potentially a cyclical because we do have a situation where the international diamond pipeline is quite full, and we've obviously got the issues in China around the weaker demand or the broad weaker economy in China that has resulted in weaker demand as well. And then, of course, there's the synthetic diamond issue. So that, of course, is going to be a huge challenge for Botswana going forward. Prices for synthetic diamonds are significantly lower than the real deal. But the BSC is trying very hard with new marketing strategies to get demand back up. US demand has been so far fairly resilient, etc. So we hope that this is only cyclical, but there is a portion there, especially around synthetic diamonds, that poses a significantly deeper challenge over the longer term.
Well, then paint a picture of the impact on the Botswana economy. Has the country started to feel the pain from this diamond downturn?
Well, certainly. I mean, we've seen the economy, experiencing significant challenges in the first half of the year. Growth is down nearly 3% year on year, and the diamond sector itself, diamond production was down 26% in the first 3 quarters of the year, if you look at it on a year-on-year basis. So there's certainly some serious pressure coming through, but for Botswana, we think that growth could potentially, overall GDP growth, could potentially decline by, can come in at minus 0.5%. So we do think that this is going to be a fairly challenging year for Botswana.
All right. I mean, Ridle, also, I mean, that isn't the only major headwind for Botswana's economy, is it?
Yeah, of course, the drought as well. It's just the one challenge after the other.
Yeah.
Botswana is struggling with a severe drought as well, and that has been a significant challenge for Botswana. So we're hoping that, that the low inflation environment and the reduction in the policy rate will actually result in some support to especially the non-mining sector, which has actually done fairly well, growing by 3.4% in the first half of this year. So we hope that will continue to provide support into next year.
All right. I mean, just from a fiscal standpoint, what muscle can the finance ministry use to kind of ensure a balanced budget?
There's really not a lot at this point in time, other than just continuing to support the agriculture sector and vulnerable businesses and communities. That's about as much as they can do. Obviously, there's a whole lot that can be done in trying to diversify the economy. The UDC's new, a party in power has said that diversification of the economy is going to be the major, focus. But that, as we've seen previously, is going to be a long-term focus rather than something that they can change overnight.
Yeah, all right. I mean, just let's talk about low-hanging fruits also at this point in terms of green shoots that maybe we can start to see as maybe they try and limit the losses from, all the headwinds that they are facing.
So in terms of the low-hanging fruit, as I said, we've already seen the policy rates being reduced. We know that inflation is fairly low. Botswana can potentially get international support, etc.
Yeah.
But weather conditions as it is extremely tough with the diamond market where it is at the moment. So we think that there's potential for growth to rebound maybe to 3.5% next year, but really it's going to be touch and go for Botswana. I do think, though, that the new ruling party administration will try and think of innovative ideas, whether that means that they have to increase budget expenditure on development spending, especially over the next year or so. But they will need to find a way to bolster economic growth. And obviously, what's in their hands and what they can do at this point is really to do, to increase the development spending.
Yeah.
Though there would obviously be some concern around the higher debt levels that comes with, especially at the time when you also have the SACU revenues that South Africa already indicated might be lower over the next couple of years. So there will be some fiscal squeeze for Botswana, but this economy has shown time and again that it can actually pull out of these kind of slumps as demand for diamond recovers.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time there and your analysis, Ridle. That was Absa CIB Sub-Saharan Africa macro-economist, Ridle Markus.